A typical evening in the small, peaceful town of Point Pleasant. A place where folks know each other by name, where children's laughter echoes off picket fences, and front porches are adorned with swings that creak in harmony with the whispering wind. The town, nestled between lush green hills, is a cocoon of tranquility, its charm underscored by warm, inviting homes that dot the landscape. Our story begins with a local townsman, a man as ordinary as the town itself, setting off on an evening walk. The day's chores done, he steps out, leaving behind the comforting glow of his hearth. The air is crisp, the night unusually cold for a town that's no stranger to mild winters. His breath fogs up in the frigid air, an almost ghostly whisper escaping into the night. As he trudges down the familiar path, the sky overhead is a canvas painted with thick, dark strokes. The usual twinkling stars are hidden, the moon a mere sliver, casting long, eerie shadows that dance around him. The world seems to hold its breath, the usual nocturnal symphony of crickets replaced by an oppressive silence that hangs heavy like a shroud. The trees lining his path rustle, their leaves whispering secrets to the wind, their branches reaching out like skeletal hands against the inky blackness. A shiver travels down his spine, a primal warning that tonight something is amiss. His heart beats a little faster, his footsteps a bit quicker, the night suddenly more ominous than it was a moment ago. The familiar suddenly feels alien, the night no longer a blanket of comfort but a veil of uncertainty. The quiet town, the inviting homes, the sense of community, all seem so far away, so unreachable, as if he's wandered into a different realm altogether. A sense of foreboding washes over him, a feeling of being watched, of being followed. The wind howls, the trees whisper, and the night deepens, playing tricks on his mind. He quickens his pace, the echo of his footsteps a chilling serenade to the eerie silence. As our character ventures deeper into the darkness, an eerie sense of unease begins to creep in. A sudden cold wind sends a shiver down the character's spine. As if nature itself is whispering a warning, the world around our character seems to shift subtly. A creeping sense of unease begins to permeate the air, thick as fog and just as impossible to escape from. The wind carries with it an eerie symphony of sounds, unidentifiable and yet unmistakably out of place. It's as if the night itself is trying to speak, its voice a low, haunting melody that pricks at the edges of our characters' nerves. In the corners of their vision, shadows start to move, dancing and darting like phantoms in the twilight. With each passing moment, these shadows seem to grow more substantial, more real. The line between reality and imagination blurs, making the heart pound with a rhythm of primal fear. A silhouette appears in the distance, an ominous figure too large to be human. The first sign of the Mothman, a harbinger of terror yet to unfold. The character's heart pounds as the figure grows closer. The world around them narrows to a point of raw fear, every cell in their body screaming danger. The air grows denser, the night darker, the silence more profound. The taste of fear is coppery, and it sticks to the back of their throat, making it hard to breathe. Suddenly, there's a glimpse of it, a fleeting image of two glowing orbs, like twin embers in the inky blackness. They're not just red, they're a deep, malevolent crimson, staring back with an intensity that's almost palpable. Those are the eyes of the Mothman, windows into an abyss that's as terrifying as it is mesmerizing. Then, there's a shape, a monstrous silhouette against the moonlit sky. It's colossal and it's hulking with wings that extend into the darkness, swallowing the light. The wings are not just large, they're monstrous, a tangible manifestation of the character's deepest, darkest fears. The character's legs move before their mind fully registers the need to flee, but the Mothman is everywhere. There's a rustle in the bushes, a shadow cast by the flickering street lamp, a chill in the wind that wasn't there before. It's as if the Mothman is not just an entity, but a presence that permeates the very fabric of the night. Every sound is amplified, every shadow lengthened, every sensation heightened. It's a symphony of terror, an orchestra of dread that crescendos with the character's pounding heart. The character can almost feel the Mothman's breath on their neck, cold and clammy, smelling of decay and something far more sinister. The character flees, their breath ragged, their heart hammering in their chest like a wild drum. But no matter how fast they run, how far they go, the Mothman is always there, always watching. It's a chase that seems to last an eternity, a dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. When it's finally over, the character is left trembling, their mind a whirlwind of terror and confusion. The image of the Mothman with its glowing red eyes and monstrous wings is seared into their mind, a haunting reminder of the close encounter that will forever change their life. The character is left trembling, the image of the Mothman burned into their mind. Our character stumbles back into town, their world forever changed. They're a mere shell of the person they once were. The lively spark in their eyes, now replaced with a vacant stare, haunted by the terror they've encountered. Their heart pounds relentlessly in their chest, a constant reminder of the horror that now dwells within them. Their days are filled with an oppressive dread, their nights with nightmares. The Mothman, with its glowing red eyes and monstrous silhouette, has seized a permanent residence in their mind. It's an uninvited guest, a monstrous phantom that refuses to leave, its presence a constant reminder of their terrifying encounter. Every shadow, every rustle of leaves, every flicker of light sends them spiraling into a state of panic. The once familiar comfort of their small town now feels foreign, tainted by the fear of the unknown. The Mothman has become an omnipresent specter, its eerie presence permeating their every thought, every moment, every breath. Sleep eludes them. When they do manage to close their eyes, they're plunged into a realm of nightmares, where the Mothman lurks in every corner, its glowing eyes piercing the darkness. It's a realm where their fears are given form, where the line between reality and nightmare blurs, making them question their sanity. They find themselves consumed by paranoia, their every waking moment spent in a state of heightened alertness. Their ears strain for the slightest sound, their eyes darting at every movement. The Mothman, once a mere legend, has become their reality, its existence a horrifying truth they can't escape. Their attempts to share their experience are met with skepticism and disbelief. The townsfolk dismiss their tales as mere ramblings of an overactive imagination. Their pleas for help fall on deaf ears, their fear and desperation ignored. Alone and isolated, they're left to face their terror on their own. As the character spirals into madness, the town remains blissfully unaware of the horror lurking in their midst. Their laughter and jovial banter echo through the streets, a stark contrast to the silent scream of terror echoing within our character. Unbeknownst to them, they're living on the edge of a nightmare, oblivious to the malevolent entity that has marked their town. In the dead of night, the Mothman returns. The once serene night is now a canvas of terror, etched with the silhouette of a creature that defies comprehension. There's a tangible shift in the air, a weight that descends, heavy and ominous. The character's heart pounds in their chest, each beat echoing the ticking seconds as the Mothman's presence grows stronger. The creature's eyes, two glowing orbs, cut through the darkness, brighter and more menacing than ever before. They are the eyes of a predator, unblinking and relentless, peering into the very soul of our character, igniting a fear that burns with a chilling intensity. The Mothman's wings, vast and powerful, cast larger shadows that dance upon the ground, an eerie ballet of darkness that sends shivers down the spine. Each flap of its wings is a symphony of dread, a sound that resonates within the marrow of the bones, a sound that spells doom. The smell of the night changes. There's an undertone of rust and rot, a scent that clings to the back of the throat, a reminder of the creature's otherworldly existence. The cold wind carries whispers of despair, wrapping around our character like a spectral shroud. The Mothman's presence is a storm of fear, a swirling vortex of horror that threatens to consume all hope. It's as if the creature is not just an entity, but an embodiment of terror itself, a living nightmare that has clawed its way into reality. The character's mind teeters on the brink of madness. The line between reality and nightmare blurs, their sanity hanging by a thread, worn thin by the relentless horror. They question their own senses, trapped in a labyrinth of fear and confusion. And then, as quickly as it appeared, the Mothman is gone, disappearing into the abyss of the night, leaving behind a world forever scarred by its presence. As the Mothman disappears into the night, our character is left in a state of petrifying fear, forever haunted by the terror they've witnessed. In the cold light of day, the character is left to grapple with the horrifying reality. Their heart pounds relentlessly in their chest, a stark echo of the terror that now stains their every waking moment. The world around them continues its business, oblivious to the lurking nightmare that has turned their life into a chilling tableau of fear. Every shadow seems to pulse with an ominous presence, every rustle of leaves whispering tales of the Mothman. The town remains blissfully ignorant, their warnings falling on deaf ears, dismissed as the ramblings of an overactive imagination. Yet, they know the truth. The lingering scent of damp earth, the haunting echo of a distant screech, it's all too real. Their sanity is a fragile thread, unraveling with each passing moment, each whispered rumor, each restless night. The Mothman is more than a myth, It's a living terror that has forever imprinted itself onto their very soul. As the sun sets, the character is left to face another night of fear, their life forever marked by the haunting presence of the Mothman.